no pot to. They wouldn't let me in, so I never asked permission. Tours like a war, I'm getting minimum 5 mil permission. Hit the ignition and beat the emission. Like a clinician more than a musician. My flow rare like a first edition. Report for dismission. Everything I ever thought of, it came to fruition. King of the transition. We never switch and peep the acquisition, no omission. Your lyrics dry it in the prepare for collision. Then the satellite that's on an orbiting mission.
I remember we didn't have any permission. Never forget we on mission. I remember that they didn't even want to listen. Now we cooking, we.
Well, to the locals, it's still and will always be Heinz Field. But for the rest of us, we're along the north shore of the Allegheny and Ohio rivers at Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Five glorious months of football about to get underway. We're all set, and away we go in a new NFL season. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need a... to see the first action of this game. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10.
Here we go. It's all right.
Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Fields out of the gun. Has a man, Justin Jefferson. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Award that tackle to the effort of Leatu Latu.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Complete beyond the marker. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. They gain 14 on the play. And that's a Steelers first down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Here's a give up the middle. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Here we go.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down.
Right.
From the 47. Finds his man. It's Keon Coleman. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and ducking the ball.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down.
Right.
Out of the shotgun, Fields. Into the hands of Jefferson, complete. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
That's it. It's all right.
First down from the red zone. Cut near the goal line. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Well, you couldn't ask for a better start to a game than that. The offense taking it all the way down the field and finishing with 6.
These opening drives, Kate, are such tone setters. It is why every offense loves to script their first 15 plays, right? Everybody knows what's coming. Allows you during the practice week to get into rhythm, but even better when you're that sharp, that crisp, and you finish off and get the early lead.
The kicking team out there for the Steelers, and here they go to send it away. Here's a return from the 7. And this return gets to the 30 before he stopped. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Come out throwing. His first throw is an interception. Picked off by their rookie from Michigan. And the Steelers are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season. Well, for their sake, partner, I sure hope the rest of their pass attempts this game go a whole lot better than that, because it is pretty clear this defense came to play.
And I can promise you this, Kate, nowhere on that opening script does the word interception ever appear. You never want to see an INT. Now they're going to have to flush it. That's the key here for this quarterback in the offense. Got to flush that mistake and press on ahead. And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Here we go. Good. Go.
2nd down and 10. Fields buys time, rolling right. Now here he goes. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's a Steelers 1st down. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
Ooh, I like that call. I really like it with those sticks. You can keep them on the sidelines, and you get more than enough to get the 1st down.
1st down. Oh, the football's loose. And it's a turnover. The defense has it. Wow, oh wow. He sent his offense out twice now, and both times they fumbled it away. I'm not sure who's more aggravated, the dudes down there or the dude next to me up here.
Well, I'm aggravated, but I know the guy on the field wants to put the offense in the doghouse, like all of them right now. This can't happen in the NFL, Kate. And a lot of guys out there, they got to be looking to one another, hold each other accountable to hold on to the ball.
He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. They'll try and throw it here. He puts everything behind this one. Big gain downfield. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
You know, Ken, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the 36. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
3rd and long for him here. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down. Tyler Bass on now for the field goal try. From the right hash, 55 yards out. Has the distance, but headed well left. No good. And the deficit stays at 7.
He was hitting from that distance pregame. Heck, we were on the field watching it, and they were confident he could do so again. Just did not work out this time around.
Off play action, it's Fields. And this one too far in front of him. It's incomplete.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, well, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down.
Here we go. Angel. All right.
Shotgun snap to Fields. Makes the grab in bounds left side. They pick up 20 yards there. And it'll bring up a Pittsburgh first down.
I'm sure, Coach, the play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
And he's able to take this one down to the 25. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
Now, don't think for a second they're going to slow down the tempo. Defense on their heels. And right now is the best chance to go push that envelope and get aggressive.
Why not?
On first and 10, it's Fields. That winds up incomplete and brings an end to our opening quarter. Second quarter, all queued up and ready to go. It's Steeler football.
Hey,
They're advancing it well as they face second down.
Go.
Fields looking to throw. On the move, headed right. Oh, look at this, here he goes. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Fields on first down. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the Dolphins will take over as he records his first interception of our season.
I know he started the play as a defender, but gosh, he looked good, didn't he? Running it back, he looked like a receiver navigating on that return. The way he saw the field, he baited obstacles and he chewed up yardage in the open space. It'll make those offensive coaches and teammates proud. We've seen defensive players get touches on occasion. I think he just gave himself maybe a look on that side of the ball down the road.
2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8. Throwing now from the gun. That one's cut along the left sideline. That's 16 on the pickup. And it'll be first down, Miami.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
And he nearly takes it to the red zone before going out. Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches. From the 24. This time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
I think you know me by now, Kate. I have no problem being aggressive on 2nd and inches. But the problem is the defense was more than ready for it. And now, well, now you're probably putting it in the air again. And those defensive linemen, they're pinning their ears back.
Here he is on 3rd and long. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up. So here he is, getting his 2nd field goal look at the half. Ball on the right hash, 48, charging down the middle, and they block it!
We could say they picked a great time to block the kick, but let's be honest. Any time is a great time to get through and block one. It really rewards the effort that those special teamers put in each and every time out. It might not always get noticed, but it sure does there. Big time.
On first down, they'll run. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
All right, here we go. Second down. They give it to him again. And it's a nice gain, but still not enough for the first.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
And the Dolphins in a nickel set for this third down. Back to the well again. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
You know, I'm not sure what else could have been done there, Kate. Just the right call defensively to come up with a third and short stop.
Fourth down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Here's a throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Well into this first half, still struggling to find any rhythm, and that's what sacks do. That is why these defenders get paid big money when they get those sacks in the stat column, because as you're seeing today, it totally disrupts the rhythm, the continuity, and any success for an offense. I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
This offense looking to convert as they come up on third down. Pass play now. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. Trying to find Jalen Waddle, and that brings up 4th and long.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along the route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And he's brought down before the return gets far. It's scored as a 51-yard punt. And the Steelers will take over possession. 1st and 10, ball set up at the 48.
551. Here we go, son. Set.
Here's Fields to throw. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And they get there to take him down right around the 41.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And with 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
It connects on the deep shot. And that's a Pittsburgh touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Now they'll see if they can tack on one more. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Steelers double their lead to 14. The kicking team out there for the Steelers, and here they go to send it away. Has this at the 6. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. First and 10 now from the 30. This one's a little touch pass forward to his man coming across. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. Offense to the line for second down. Throwing from the gun. Oh, this is getting ugly early. Intercepted again. And the Steelers are going to have it after his second interception of the season.
Well, obviously not the cleanest game with now 2 interceptions, but here's the key. This is where mental toughness for a quarterback becomes so critical. And frankly, why some of the best QBs playing today have baseball in their background, because you flush your mistakes. Okay, you strike out and throw an interception, but you got to go get it in that next series. Got to put these interceptions behind and press forward ahead. Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Now it's Fields. We'll get this to Jefferson. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's a Steelers first down. Fields out of the gun. Oh, he got some air under this one. Deep. He's got it deep downfield. And got his man. That's a Pittsburgh touchdown. The Steelers boat racing them to the halftime locker room. Keon Coleman, the touchdown. That one right down the middle. And the Steelers stretch their lead to 21. The kicking team out there for the Steelers, and here they go to send it away. Fielded at the 7. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line.
The Dolphins take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Offense ready to begin this drive. First and 10. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Second and 10 now. Not enough on this throw. It hits the turf instead of his man. This one intended for the running back. That's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
That play right there, Kate, that just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted. Even some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Here's A-Chain running right. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Pittsburgh will go ahead and use its 2nd timeout. So the Dolphins readying for the punt. Fair catch called for, and he brings it in. Looks like right at about the 29-yard line. We don't get a return out of that punt. And it'll be their football. They've got blackjack on the clock. Not a ton of time to use before halftime.
Here we go. Good.
First down throw for Fields. He finds Chigakonkwo for the grab. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Out of the shotgun, Fields. Complete to Coleman. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. We've reached the midway point of this contest. 2 quarters down and an exciting 2 to go. The NFL on EA Sports returns after this. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate, Scott, Brock Eward with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. We'll see what the first half adjustments of the season are as they're teed up, and away we go in our second half. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down.
We don't always know what's said there at halftime, Kate, in the locker room. Some of the adjustments offensively and defensively, but I can assure you the special teams coach pulled his kick return team aside and said, listen, we have a chance here down double digits to spark this game. Let's go out and get a great return to set the offense up for success. And that's exactly what they did.
Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Buying some time right. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
This is a time where you get in that huddle and you just look at one another and say, hey, let's get back in rhythm. Get back in rhythm. Get something good to feel good about. Sure, you'd love to get the first down, but more than anything, just find a positive play after a huge sack.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. On now comes their punter. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. Tried getting creative, but the coverage team read it all the way. This return loses yards. New series coming up following the punt. And they'll get ready to go on offense.
Here we go, set. Set.
They'll run here on 1st down. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. 1st down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Back-to-back carries here. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Here we go.
So now here's 3rd and 5.
Go.
Now Fields. Into the hands of Okonkwo. It's a pickup of 11. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh 1st down.
And the Steelers first down.
Don't jump. Ready?
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Tonight.
From the gun, here's a handoff. And he's officially in enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. In a good spot here, 2nd and inches.
2nd and inches.
Tonight.
Play action, Fields. That throw finds Pickens. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Here's the handoff. And he's brought down for a loss.
I know they say it any time he comes up in an interview, but they appreciate having him on this defense so much, Kate, because of plays like that one. Those are great instincts. It takes instincts and want to come up and run support, and not many corners can make that stop.
Tonight.
2nd and 12 behind the sticks. Getting out to his left. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up 3rd down.
Look at the coverage on that play, Kate. I love that. That is textbook defense right there. When the quarterback escapes the pocket, man, you got to find somebody. You got to go get sticky on your offensive guy. That's exactly what the secondary did, and it forces the throwaway.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down.
Here we go, set. Set.
Looking to throw Fields. He's got it near the 8. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! The Steelers push their lead further to start the half. It's a Justin Jefferson touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. Now they'll try to knock the extra point through. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Steelers grow their lead yet again. The kicking team out there for the Steelers, and here they go to send it away. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30.
Their own 30-yard line.
They're out and set, 1st and 10. They run the counter to Achane. And he'll come up with a gain of 3 on the run up the middle.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug-of-war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it, and we'll move to the next.
They send a receiver in motion right. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Just 1 yard on the play, though. That leaves him with 3rd down and 6 to go.
Tried to mix in a little wide receiver carry and catch this defense on its heels. We've seen it work time and again, and it almost got there. Without that tackle, we could have seen a big gainer. To give some credit to the defense where credit is due.
They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. So they're left facing a 4th down. On is the punt team, and away goes the punt. Ooh, and he's out of bounds before he can break it upfield. The kicking team got downfield quickly there. He didn't manage much on the return. And it's going to be their football coming up. They've got 1st down from the 31.
Here we go, son.
Handoff now from the gun. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Go.
Another carry for him. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
Well, no springing a big play on that one. It's just going to simply be used as a setup play. Whether that's another run or eventually what I love, setting up a play-action pass off that counter action.
From the 44 here on 2nd down. That throw finds Okonkwo. On the move, past the 40. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Give him 24 on that play. And that's a Steelers 1st down.
Steelers. First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Running it now out of the gun. Oh, he gets clobbered behind the line.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
And tough sledding for him. Only room to get it to the 30. Moving in the right direction that time, but only 2 yards picked up, so it's 3rd and 9. We've reached the end of 3 in our Week 1.
With the score, Steelers.
So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9.
Here we go.
Shotgun snap to Fields. Chased out to his right. He's running for it. And that will not be enough for a first down.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock, you know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that, and it's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
And that one is good. A little longer, but no problem at all. And they didn't even need those points when you look at how impressive that lead is.
Get another shot across the bow of a ship that's already sinking here, Kate. He could have made that field goal. Heck, he could have turned around and kicked it directly at his coach because it feels like they've got this one in hand.
His return gets him to the 32-yard line before he's taken down.
At their own 32-yard line.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with Achane. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on first down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Achane again. And the struggles continue for him tonight. He's only able to get back to the line. No gain here after a gain of only 1, and now they'll face 3rd and 9. Back to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. Breaks the tackle, green grass ahead. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Running with Achane out of the gun. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Pass play on 1st and 10. Has a man, it's Achane. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Ooh, he knew he was going to pay for throwing that. I knew it from up here in the booth watching that happen. But that's an experienced quarterback. If that first primary target isn't there, make sure you find your safety valve. And that got them some yards, so taking that shot, well, it was not for nothing. What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead, well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. It now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
They kick the running back in motion. Throwing on 3rd and long. Quick slant taken in by Waddle. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face because I can think from Pop Warner to the NFL, everybody on the field thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short on that 3rd down?
Amendola able to put it through. And that's not going to do a ton against what is now a 28-point gap. Now the Dolphins call a timeout. It's their first. May still have 2 to work with in this final quarter. Bass now to kick this away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 30-yard line.
1st and 10 now from the 30.
Here we go, son.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And they'll surrender just a lone yard. That brings up 2nd down.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
All right.
The give here on 2nd. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
You know, the elite running backs in this league, they don't just see what's right in front of them. You set up big runs like this because they see what's behind them. That's called extraordinary vision and extra yards.
What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Don't jump. Ready? Sit high.
of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A gain of about 3, so a third of what they needed. 3rd and 6 coming up. That brings us to the 2-minute warning in Pittsburgh. Steelers looking like they'll start this season with a win. The Dolphins with an extra DB out there. 3rd down coming.
Extend. Medic. Go.
Back to throw. Here's Fields. Escapes the pocket. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he's going to be across midfield, close to the 45 before going out. The Steelers set to punt it.
It's now 4th down and 1.
And he's there to make the fair catch right at the 10-yard line. So no return on that punt. And the Dolphins will have some work to do as they take over. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, a give to A.J. And into a sea of bodies he goes. Looks like they'll get about 3 out of it.
Got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
2nd down now, 7 to go. A give now from the gun. Broke through the tackle. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
I think that's a case where the defense, well, you forgot to account for the fullback. And I know why. Because they rarely get touches. And boy, do they rarely make big plays like that to the 2nd level.
Give them an even 10 yards on the play. And that's going to give the Dolphins a 1st down.
You call that 1st down running play. You don't always expect to get those kind of yards, but they'll take that every single time.
Throwing now from the gun. Oh, no, they get him yet again. And the Steelers get it back after making their 3rd first-half interception. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down.
They could stop the clock now if they choose. In the final moments of the game, every second counts. If you're going to call a timeout, you want to be right next to that official to signal it in just as that knee goes down.
So make a check in the win column for the Steelers. And they're no doubt happy to get their season off on the right track and claim the first victory of this new campaign. With Brock Ewart and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Steelers are winners as we say so long from Pittsburgh.